Okay. Mind the hair a bit. I just took a shower and everything. Um. Okay. Okay. So there are five different theories of truth. Okay. The first one that comes to my mind is correspondence theory of truth, which suggests something that exists mind independently. If you don't know what that means, it basically means it exists regardless if a mind is there or not. So, for example, the sun, it exists, but it's not born from a mind like a concept. Okay. Um, Convergence theory of truth simply says um, people agree to a certain idea or perceptions or fact or whatever you want to call it, like an agreement of what something that exists. So, like, um, an example would be you see a rock, I see a rock, a person X, Y, Z sees a rock, therefore the rock is credence to being existence or true. That would be convergence theory. Coherence theory basically means that if the premise follows, if the logic follows, if the system of methodology you use to deduce follows and is coherent, it is likely to be true. Okay. And then there's pragmatic theory, which is something I hold to, or at least my main one that I scope with, um, where you have like an idea, a belief. Let's say you believe in God, right? And then and then that belief in God allowed you to get your life together, allowed you to get a job, try to act in a way where it's like virtuous or caring or empathetic or whatever. Like you hear it all the time with Christians say like, um, without believing in God, they'll probably do X, Y, Z because they wouldn't have a moral foundation or whatever. Whatever. You get the idea. That would be pragmatic theory of truth. Um, and then deflationary theory of truth. Um, I have more of a contention with than the other ones. Um, Mainly because it's not really talking on how we engage with reality. It's just like a semantic thing, which is not really informative in my opinion. I hope that's the right word. But basically, it states that instead of saying it's true that it's raining outside, you just say it's raining outside. It is what it is. And I find that just trying to get around correspondence theory a little bit, right? Like, is this trying to simplify correspondence theory? That's really it. It doesn't really talk about how we engage with reality at all, or how we know something is true, or whatever. So, like, yeah, but the other ones I have some contentions with. Um, I obviously am biased in thinking pragmatic theory of truth because, to be fair, like, we engage with reality in such a way that our beliefs affect our actions to a certain extent. So, like, I mean, sure, correspondence theory has a place, but that's not how we engage with society for the most part, in my opinion. But whatever. Anyways, that's like five theories of truth. And like, and especially if you're spiritual or whatever the fuck, figure out what you mean by true. And you don't have to agree with any of them, to be honest. But like, it would be nice have an actual definition, then go with a trivially true statement of subjective truth. It doesn't that's just basically saying you have an opinion. That doesn't really provide anything informative. Sorry. Again, I know some of you are spiritual because like some of you are like some mutuals of mine on here, and some of you are probably gonna watch this probably. Um, with here, oh, probably some of you are spiritual who probably watch this or I'm mutuals. Like don't feel offended, please. But yeah, like the only reason why I'm doing this is because like sometimes, and it's not none of my mutuals, but sometimes like a spiritual person would come up on a panel, not my life, other people's lives, and engage with a conversation without really fleshing out what they mean by true, you know. And the five theory truths I've mentioned will maybe hopefully help you with that. So yeah, signing off.